Hey, welcome back to the workshop. So I finished the disc brakes, the rear brakes on the GMC, and I took it for a test drive. And it was okay. It was a little spongy. The pedal was a little soft, so I think I gotta bleed it more. One of the things they tell you with these rear calipers is because of where the bleeder is, it's located at the top. It's a little hard to see here, but the way the brake is tilted, I guess it's possible you can get air bubbles trapped in here. So what they tell you to do is to remove it from the bracket and lift it up and tilt it so this is pointing, so the bleeder is pointing straight up. It's kind of off at an angle you can't really see. And to move the caliper around as you bleed it and tap it, because I guess these complex calipers have some cavities that the air bubbles can get trapped in. So I'm gonna do that next. It is recommended, and I didn't do it the first time because I felt like I had a good bleed, but I guess I didn't. Next thing is the parking brake. The kit, it uses this universal parking brake, which they're all over the place on Amazon and eBay. So it comes with this bracket that, you know, if you don't have a parking brake, you can mount this somewhere under the car. I didn't need it because the truck has these original ones, and I just slid the cable in there and clamped it down, and that seemed to work. And the kit comes with these metal ferrules that I don't know exactly what you're supposed to do with them, so I had them on here. But what happened is even though I had this clamped down really tightly, when I pulled the parking brake, it started pulling the plastic housing through here. It was worse on the other side, like it fully pulled the plastic housing through. And I realized it's because I didn't use these. So this is what's needed to really hold that cable in place. So you've got the metal sleeve that goes over it, and then this slides over the cable there. And then I'm gonna put this whole thing in here like that. Now I don't know exactly how I'm gonna make this work because it's not quite long enough to get the other, it's got a nut. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I may put some kind of sleeve around this so it'll go in here, and when I tighten this down, it'll pinch it, clamp it in place. But yeah, so there'll be a little retro work on the parking brake. And I got some nice stainless clevis, because the one that I had, it was basically a brake cable that had a threaded rod with a clevis attached to it, and I couldn't find anything like that. I don't know if somebody made it or if it was factory, who knows, this thing's so old. But anyways, I got one of these. This is nice because you can adjust it. You can take up the tension. I did have to cut the line that I made because I got to redo this. But I got myself a cheap kit for making cable rope. It was real easy. Figured this will come in handy, so why not? But yeah, so a little bit more work to do. And then I had some people asking in the comments how the brackets go on, so I'll go through that. So basically, I don't know if you can see it, but here's the axle flange, right? You got the 4 holes where the original brake backing, drum brake backing goes on. So there's a circular bracket that bolts onto here as your starting point, right? And then you can see here, you've got spacers that space it in towards the differential and towards the leaf springs, right? So for my particular case, I used one thick one and one thin one to get me the right distance in. And then you bolt on the caliper bracket here. There's 2. There's one on the top and one on the bottom that the caliper bolts go through, right? So, yeah, what happens is if you don't shim it out far enough, your caliper is going to hit your rim, and that's the problem that I ran into with the wheels that I have. I have the AccuRide wheels. I showed in another video, and with the original drums, they didn't fit either, so I had to get these spacers, and I'm glad I had these. I didn't think I need them, but I still do because, I don't know, the shape of those wheels, the contour, it was hitting here. So, but yeah, that's what we got. That's what the bracket looks like. Caliper bracket here. You got your spacers, and then you've got your base bracket that mounts to the axle flange. That's all there is to it. So for those of you who don't have the directions or you're having trouble, that's what I have. I hope this helps. All right, thank you. Until next time.